Hi everyone, welcome to what happened to me when I got government housing, and now we're up to part 12. So after ringing the local police station and being yelled at by the officer that I tried to speak to, on the 10th of the 10th, 2015, I attended the Spencer Street Police Complex in Melbourne with my daughter, and I tried to make a statement to an officer. I had evidence of the respondent breaching the intervention order, and I expected to be able to make my statement, which I intended to use in court hearings at a later date. And obviously just to make my statement and then leave. But once again, I was stonewalled by the Victoria Police. The officer that I spoke to refused to take my statement, even after viewing the video that I handed to him. And this video clearly showed the respondent approaching me, which is prohibited by the intervention order that I had against him. The officer that I spoke to didn't just refuse to take my statement, he was just as rude and as obstructive as the other officers had been, and I was completely humiliated in front of my daughter. It took a lot for me to go down to the police station after the police had refused to assist me so many times before, and obviously after being assaulted by the respondent and after being yelled at by the police. But I did it because I was so desperate to save myself from further assaults, and because I couldn't believe that all police were bad. At that stage, I still had hope that eventually the respondent would be charged and I would be able to stop defending myself from him. I needed assistance and I was determined to keep trying until I found someone to help. Because the behaviour of this officer was so bad, I ended up making a complaint against him. So on the 19th of the 10th, 2015, I went to Doug O'Brien George Lawyers to ask for someone to represent me. The lawyer that I spoke to gave me a legal aid application to fill out, which I took home and I did, and then I scanned it and submitted it by email. And then the following day, I received rejection letter or email from them saying that they couldn't represent me. So it looked like I had to take myself to court. So on the 21st of the 10th, 2015, I left my unit through my side door and the respondent was on the balcony and called out to me and I didn't answer. In doing that, he had breached the intervention order by calling out to me, but I didn't bother ringing the police because of everyone refusing to assist me and because there was a pattern that I could see. It seemed to me that there was this endless cycle of the respondent assaulting me or harassing me in some way, and then me going to ask people for help and those people refusing me. I didn't accept what he was doing to me, but I couldn't work out how to stop him. I also never understood why he continued his behaviour when he clearly knew that nothing was going to happen to him. I had nothing to do with him, and I was bound by the intervention order that he had against me, which stopped me from responding to him when he yelled at me or verbally or physically assaulted me. So I didn't understand where his anger was coming from. Then on the 27th of the 10th, 2015, I had gone outside to my backyard to get my washing from the washing line. And as I was walking back down the side yard into my side door, the respondent leaned over the balcony and dumped a bucket of water on me. And it was horrible. And I was shocked. He also verbally abused me and goaded me, but I couldn't say anything back because I feared that I would be charged with breaching the order that he had against me. And I didn't ring the police because of how they had treated me and because I didn't have a lawyer to help me. So even though the respondent had tried to punch me, verbally abuse me, drove his vehicle into me, um, he hadn't been charged and I didn't have a lawyer. The respondent was getting away with everything he did to me, and the police would yell at me or stonewall me when I asked them for help. I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know what to tell my daughter. I couldn't explain to her why we were being treated so badly, and I often worried about how a young child could make sense of what was happening to us. It disgusted me that police I spoke to knew that I had a child living with me and had refused to assist me or even to be polite to me. The lawyer that I spoke to clearly didn't care about that either because I went to see them after hours and I had my daughter with me, so they knew that I was a parent as well. I felt like I was in a constant state of confusion, and the behavior of the respondent confused me because there was no basis for his anger towards me. The behavior of the police confused me because there was no excuse for their attitude or duty failure. The lawyer who refused to represent me confused me, and I had evidence of the respondent breaching the order and provided that to them with enough evidence to show that I was a victim of stalking and assault. So I was confused as to why they refused to represent me. I felt like I was becoming more socially isolated, and I was already isolated to start with. I was new to the area, and I found it hard to make friends because of what was happening. I had to walk around holding my phone with the video camera working because I was scared that the respondent would assault me. And this made some people think that I was filming them, which caused problems, and it made some people think that I was mentally ill, which caused other problems. I was in a difficult situation, and it seemed to get worse every day.